Good morning and welcome to Echoes of Kenya episode 004, and today I'm joined with Said Mwanamvua and Enoch Kirui to talk about the state of the nation. Citizens everywhere asking, are we going forward or are we still on a standstill? And today, Mr. Enoch, I'd like to pose a question to you. And what do you think is the current state of the nation as we stand today?
Thank you so much, Ken. The state of our country currently, our country is facing a lot of challenges actually. When we say the state of the nation, politically we are headed in a wrong direction actually. Economically, I can say as a country we are doing somehow better, we are doing moderate in terms of economy, and I think that is my take. But the issue with politics, I think we are going to see how going forward as a country to move together in unity.
So in one word, just want you to summarize the state of the nation in one word: good, bad, excellent, in any perfect word you like to put out in this state of the nation.
Yes, thank you so much. The state of the nation currently, I can say we are doing average. We are average. We are average.
We are average.
Yes.
What makes you say we are average?
We need to call a spade, not a big spoon, And it is said that the lion is not the biggest animal in the savannah. Neither is it the strongest, but it is the boldest. That is what makes it a king. So for this same reason, it is also said that an army of sheep led by a lion can defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. So in essence, I'm trying to say the leadership that we have today in place, which is led by none other than His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, has faced a lot of criticism from the public and from everybody. But then, I think for the last, yesterday or the other day, we had these utterances, the response that the president gave to the united opposition, or the disorganized opposition rather. So the president was giving a reply, but to Kenyans, they have critiqued. And that is why I'm saying, let us call a spade a spade. It is not a big spoon, it is a spade. Yes.
Okay, Enoch, I'll get back to you in a few. Said Mwanamvua.
Yes.
And I have a question that I'd like to ask you that so many citizens have been asking out here, and I'm sure everyone that is watching home would like to know your thought on it. Are citizens of today or currently better off than they were a few years ago?
I think no. Because basically as a country, sahi, politically, economically, hatuko sawa at all. And Kirui, you're saying that the president is receiving critique. Tunamcriticize juu vitu zenye anafanya tunaona tu, by the way. Like juzi ama nija, like you can see the news, tumeona news sisi wote hapa, si ndio? Vile anaongea na his opponents as though they are immature or something. What is that, Kirui? Unamtetea lakini vitu anafanya, it's not right. It's like politics has become a joke.
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
Actually, the president is a human being like all of us. We have blood running in our veins, so we are human. I want to refer you back to when we were in primary school, the early days. We had what we call chongoanos. And at times we could do them chongoanos, and at times someone hits you, then anafikia kwa your parent. And it was so bad, it could escalate to a fight. So it's the same case. The united opposition led by Rigathi Gachagua started what we call body shaming. He said the president had big ears, which was a big blow to the president. But now the president responded. He said he will be using 1% of his time to respond to them, and then 90% for development. Yet you are complaining, you are shouting so
But
much, and he's only using 1%.
Remember something, Kirui. the president is a very like his stature is like him behaving like that shows the world vile ako. Because ukumbuke, yes, the opposition is throwing stones at you, wanakuongelea vibaya, lakini you as the president of the country, as the leader of the country, why you like, can't you find a better way to handle the situation other than talking back, even talking about sijui mada sijui nini, mambo ambayo labda ange unaniambia this guy is a thief or this guy sijui alirape, go tell the DCI or whatever, washughulikie uswala underwater. Why are you telling people such things? You are the president, come on, you need to set an example.
Enoch, wait, just to say second what Said has said. William Ruto is the president of Kenya, right?
Sure.
He is the CGH, right? He is the commander-in-chief, right? And let me ask you, now that Rigathi Gachagua backlashed the president, does that mean that the president should stoop low to his level? Because you can't tell me, because if your friend is a fool, you have to be also a fool, you should be wise.
I don't.
And you have said yes, he's a human being, but you have something called self-control. You can control yourself. You can't come out to the media and make such utterances to the whole nation. Everyone is watching, children are watching you, wamama wako nyumbani wanakutazama, and then you want to claim that you're a leader of a sovereign nation. Does that make sense? Even though you'd want to justify what he did, saying that he's a human being, but what he did was unacceptable, because he should know that Rigathi Gachagua just wanted to bring that version of him, and I thought he's smarter than that, but it happened that the guy is not even smart.
With the whole PhD.
Yeah,
the whole PhD, a doctorate,
I want
learning person.
I want to respond by saying it is good to respond. The president has just only responded once. He has responded once, but then you can hear people all over. Let me tell you something. You say that the president came on air and then casted insults on air. I believe you are also aware that the United Opposition were also on air mentioning the same. And you know, my good friend here has made a very powerful statement. He said, if you think the United Oppositions are fools, why do you want to behave like the president is a fool? But I want to say, it is good you have acknowledged that the United Opposition is a combination of idiots and fools. So now, I know when I meet President Ruto, I will tell him there is a category in which these people have placed you, and you should behave in that way. So I think for me personally, the president of Kenya carries a presidential room, is a president of the country, is the one to bring a national unity, is the one to bring us together. I think that was a bit wrong, but it was responding to body shaming. For example, if you call me now that I have big eyes, for example, how do you think I will take that one? Apart from being a president of Kenya, I am a human being. I'm also a citizen of Kenya, apart from being a president.
I understand that. But remember, you're representing us worldwide. This is the president of Kenya.
Thank you. He's saying the president...
Let me finish.
Yes.
Okay? What example is he setting to the people watching him? I understand that Rigathi Gachagua and all the other opposition leaders waliongea basi, sijakata. But you as the president, how did you take that? Walikuwa wanakujaribu, waone vile utanini. They show your true colors to the public, of which it happened. Na kaongea.
I want to say this. I want to say this, and I want this to be clear. The president, we know politics of Kenya is a dirty game. You know, we agree. Do we agree that politics is a dirty game? So the president didn't come out of State House and then he said such utterances. It was like in a political rally. We are heading to elections, so we are now switching from the State House. He did say these statements in State House. But he said in the public whatever, the rallies, public rallies. So I don't think that was formal or official communication.
Look, let me ask you.
But the campaign period is not here yet.
Yeah, right. And when the president is out, he already is in the outgoing, the public domain. Akiwa huku nje tunamjua kama nani? Tunamjua kama the president of Kenya. When he's making those utterances, ikiwa featured kwa Citizen TV and TV, hapo chini wakiandika the name, wataandika nani? Wataandika President William Ruto campaign. No, he will be wrote as the president of the Republic of Kenya. And you know, as you said, let's call a spade and a spoon a spoon. The opposition team is there to critique the government, and part of the criticism is part of calling out such names, any part of the critiquing. And
Sure.
the government should know that William Ruto is opposition.
No,
Why did he have to backlash back?
but I said in criticism, I said let's call a spade. I think you are making a statement that you don't have understanding of the statement. When I say we call a spade, you don't. It cannot be that today we stand here and say the government has done nothing. You know,
We have not talked.
You
Have
cannot-
talked anything
you
about the
cannot
government
say-
has done nothing.
you
We are
cannot
talking about the utterances that were made by William Ruto. Tukiingia kwa kazi amefanya. We will get to that because we know he has done minimal work. He has done something, but it's still minimal. It's not a tangible work, right? But we are still on the topic of the utterances he has made on social media, and it's unfortunate that you want to justify him for the work he has done because, yeah, as much as I've said, he's human, but what he did, if it's being seen by the world, how do you think the world leaders, people as a whole in East Africa, are taking Ruto now?
They take him as a
Rigathi
joke.
Gachagua was once a deputy president of Kenya, and he's also currently the ones who are the ones that President Ruto was responding to also appear in public domains. They are grown leaders. They don't come from a constituency. They are not young leaders. They are big leaders. They have held public offices that are bigger. So they are also portraying something wrong. So I'm not saying it was right for the president to utter the same. It is not right.
It's not right.
It is not right.
It is
And
very
it is also, I want you to understand that it is not also right for the United Opposition or the disorganized opposition to also make such utterances, including body shaming. Critique the government. You are allowed to critique the government. You can critique the government positively and negatively. So what I'm trying to do is critiquing the government positively. It's
Why-
simple as
Why
that.
should the government be critiqued positively when they are not doing the right thing? You know, we cannot critique the government positively if we want them to stay in check. Kila siku tuseme, oh, government iko sawa when things are not okay.
We need to
The
keep
president,
it
the president once said, you people have never associated him with the truth.
Because
That is what makes you, you know, you have an impression that the president is wrong. So whenever he does something, even if it is good, at the back of my mind, there is this impression that the president is
Kiru, I
always
want you
wrong.
to name something
So that impression,
the president has done that is good. Just
Oh, wow.
one.
thank you. I want to refer you back. Kibaki was in office 10 years.
No.
I'm referring you, I'm bringing you pole pole so that tutembee pamoja.
Okay.
Kibaki was in power for 10 years. He built only 30 kilometers. It's everywhere. It is a fact. He built only 30 kilometers. But then Ruto has been in power for 2 years only, or 3, 2.5. But not for 2.5. But Ruto has made more than 30 kilometers.
30
Number
kilometers
two.
Of what?
Number 2.
Of what?
You know,
No, 30
in fact,
kilometers of what?
Ruto has never
No.
ceased to amaze me.
Kirui, 30 kilometers of what?
30 kilometers of tarmac.
you know, Enoch, you cannot
Come
come
on.
into my studio and give us rumors because according to Google, Mzee Kibaki created the Thika Super Highway. It's a super highway, not just a road.
It's the only
It
road.
covers 50.4 kilometers, a capacity of 8 to 12 lanes, and it's a key route that connects Nairobi CBD with the Thika industrial area. But you have to say that you're telling us 30 kilometers. Why are you telling us rumors? Come with facts. Justify your
Exactly.
point.
It is a fact that even if it is 54, even if you call it 54, Ruto has done more than 54
Of
in
which?
2 years' time.
Barabara gani?
2 years' time.
Barabara gani?
Tell me the road I go. Tell us.
Yeah, let us go. Facts.
Next time you come when you've done research, don't tell us
Exactly.
rumors.
No,
Sudanganya.
it's not a rumor that Ruto has
I want you to tell me the name of that road.
The name of the road is actually called I think something something.
Or what?
No.
Tafuta tuambie maana.
Now, this is the problem when you try to justify someone who has done nothing.
Who is
You have to
really-
Google to look for him, but for Kibaki, we don't need to Google, we can see.
We know.
Because
Also-
highway is there, we don't have to Google.
It is a
Exactly.
fact.
You have to look for the
It's
road.
a fact that the road
You don't even
that
have to
William
mention
William Ruto has done
Maybe it's the road leading to his house.
Appears.
Search for it.
Exactly.
appears on the public domain. So you went also to Google to tell us that Kibaki has
Because
made-
you
No,
told us
you said
something
30
that was not
kilometers,
correct.
and I was shocked. I had to confirm.
Exactly.
Because since when did 50 kilometers become 30 kilometers?
No, 50 is close to 30.
Who's your teacher of maths?
Oh, come on.
50
There's a
is
difference
close to
of
30.
20.
A difference of 20 is for 10 years, you know, for 10 years and then 2 years. No,
2 years
how do
amejenga
you,
nini? Hiyo
how do
barabara,
you-
nataka kujua jina hilo barabara.
how do you compare?
Do you think it is easy?
You've never associated the president with the truth. Can you go to the same
Wewe
people
tuambie
and
jina
provide
hiyo
us with the
barabara.
Let me
data?
ask you, did that road that William Ruto make, is it a highway?
Ama ni
It's a
barabara
super
tu?
highway.
It's a super highway. What's the name of the super highway? Tell me.
Exactly.
We want
It's
the
a
name.
super highway.
You were saying it's Rosampi.
You know, Ruto has created many roads. That is why I can't tell which.
Many
You know,
roads.
he has done a lot. That is why I'm so amazed.
But let me help
And I
you.
cannot tell which
Roads-
one.
roads that-
Yeah, can you remind me?
And roads is not something you should
Yeah,
do.
Mombasa. You know,
Mombasa is
if I now start saying the achievements of Ruto, we will
That's
take a
okay.
whole day. We will take also tomorrow
Oh.
because he has done a lot.
Are you sure?
So much.
Okay, name another one. Achana na barabara.
Oh, another thing that
Uh-huh.
Ruto has done, we have Talanta Stadium. Talanta Stadium.
Oh my god.
It is the first international stadium to be created since the year 1990s.
Let me ask you,
Ask
now
me.
that he's making a stadium, who made the Nyayo Stadium? Who made the Kasarani Stadium?
Kasarani
It's a normal
Stadium.
thing.
It's a
Come
normal
on.
thing.
It's not a normal thing. This is an international, which is driving me to the economic part. Now I said, when Talanta Stadium will be done, when it's okay, you know, people will come and then they will use it. They will generate
Which
revenue
people?
to the government.
Which people will come?
People from outside.
Who are the
can use.
people? No,
It's an
which people from
international
outside?
thing.
Tell
That
me,
is why we want
international.
to. We are
Don't
making.
those people from outside have stadiums?
They have
What are they
stadiums.
coming to do here?
They are coming
No,
to
what
do-
are they coming to do?
Africa Cup of Nations.
Which Africa Cup of
will be
Nations?
hosted
When?
Kenya
When?
next year.
When?
Next year, 2027. You know, next year
That's
is
why Ruto
2027.
made Talanta Stadium. Only
Yeah.
for that.
No,
Yeah.
no, you
Yeah.
cannot narrow. You are thinking to
It's
only
not
2027.
narrowing, I'm
No,
telling
Talanta
you the
Stadium
fact.
Because
will,
if nothing like that was going to happen,
Talanta Stadium
no such thing.
will continue in existence even after 2027.
And
we will
I
still have Talanta
I
Stadium.
have one question for you.
It's a fact.
Will that Talanta Stadium help that common mwananchi pale nyumbani?
Yes,
Mtu
good
hapo ushago,
question.
Talanta Stadium miezi iko
Good
imejengwa
question.
inamsaidia aje?
It will generate revenue to the government.
It will generate
When it
government.
generates
Yeah.
revenue to the government,
Uh-huh.
the government reduces taxation
Who tell you-
on the
who told
common.
you they will reduce
on the
the
common.
tax?
I'm speaking.
No,
You
who
should,
told you to reduce the tax?
I think I should be at in humble silence. The president, I am coming. The president, like I say, when when it is paid, it generates revenue to the government. It will be a source of revenue to the government. So when government has more revenue, that is when now it will reduce taxation on the normal. Yeah, it will do what we call subsidization. The
Yeah.
president came into office, first day in office, subsidization of fertilizer from 7,000 to 2,500. Is it a fact? Is it true or false? Now Kenyans are planting, they are doing farming for what? Agriculture. Agriculture is a backbone of the economy.
Let me-
Like from the place I come from, we are tea growing zone, Bomet, in a place called Kanoi. We actually grow a lot of tea. So when we have fertilizer, that is why actually for the last 2 years or 3 years, our tea has been rated the first one. It is the fastest in the
You're actually talking about that reducing tax after the Talanta Stadium has been made. Is this the first infrastructural development that the government has worked on? Looking back in the years, we have the Madaraka Express, the SGR. Ilitengenezwa, did tax go down? No. We come to the
It's
Nairobi
clear that
Expressway.
Madaraka, the SCR belongs to the Uhuru Kenyatta family.
No,
It's a family
I'm
thing.
still breaking it down. You come to the Nairobi Expressway, is it still a Kenyatta thing? it was made when Ruto is in office as the deputy president. Imepunguza tax. In fact, they are charging people to use that road. And I thought that, I think it has been used to build, imejengwa na taxes za watu. Imepunguza anything. Has anything changed?
No, like
the Talanta Stadium inatengenezwa pia na pesa ya raia. Niambie kama unasema
like
tax will go down.
As a country,
No, you have said
as a country, we are a third world country. So we are still moving actually. It is a continuation of what is happening. We cannot say that today, because we've built the Nairobi, the highway, we stop taxation. We have other things to do as a
I have
country.
not said we stop taxation. We have talked about reducing taxation. Last year, people were on the road saying that, was it last year? 2024 or 2024, when people were on the roads crying that the budget imepandishwa juu for tax. Do you think that will ever go down from there? If they still have the guts to increase the levy being imposed upon the citizens, do you think that there's going to be an improvement in the future? Let's assume the Talanta Stadium is done.
Yeah.
AFCON ikafanyika. Wakapata pesa from that. Do you think that the revenue that is being imposed to the normal wananchi itapungua? And kama itapungua, give me why, give me reasons, give me facts, tell me on a clear ground why.
We are optimistic in the reduction of tax to the government. We are still optimistic that it's going to reduce. We are going to have reduced taxation. I also am not happy as a citizen of Kenya to be taxed that way. It is not good, I know. But then we should have to persevere. It's just for a short time before we cross.
It's going to be for a short time.
It is for a short
How sure are you?
time, because now when the government has accumulated some good resources to run its functions well, when it has enough money, there will be no need. And let me tell you something. The reason why today we sit here to complain about the high taxation in the government is because Ruto introduced a system of taxation whereby the rich are taxed more and the poor are taxed lesser than that one. Like the introduction of that taxation system in the e-citizen. That taxation system is actually used so that it can. So that is why the rich are complaining, because they are being taxed according to the earnings or what you want.
Let me ask you, are you sure it's the rich complaining?
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
When people were on the road, was it the rich who were on the road?
Exactly.
Tell me.
But it was a
I'm
sabotage.
asking you, was it the rich people who were on
It
the
was
road?
a sabotage from the rich. The rich are using.
Give me
That is why
facts,
in
give me
Kenya.
facts.
That is why in Kenya, the poor will always remain poor because they will be used by the rich.
Just name me one rich guy that paid people to go to the streets.
Rigathi
Come
Gachagua.
on.
Rigathi
Oh,
Gachagua.
come on.
Rigathi Gachagua
How now? When? How? Who?
Do you have the
He
evidence?
was feeling the pain of being impeached. So he asked people to go and picket and demonstrate against the finance.
We had people like
And I want to also pose a question.
we had people like Eric Omondi who were also protesting. Was he also paid by Rigathi Gachagua?
Let me tell you this.
We had people like Babu Owino
Let
who
me
were
say
also
this.
there. Was he also paid by Rigathi
Owino
Gachagua?
was seeking popularity.
Seeking popularity. Do you have the
Seeking
evidence?
popularity. No, we don't have to have
Babu Owino
evidence
is
of
already
seeking
popular.
popularity. He's not already popular. He's seeking
He doesn't know
popularity. That is why he was trying to lead people to rebel
You want to
against
tell me
the
people didn't know
government.
Babu here?
Let me ask you, do you think those people who are picketing, it's a question, those who are picketing and demonstrating, do you think they had all read the financial bill of the 2024? It's a question, answer me.
I'm sure they are.
Did they read? No. No.
It doesn't mean because you don't read, people don't read.
It's clear.
We have
It doesn't mean
media.
it was clear.
We
It was
have
clear.
media.
The-
We have
the- the
media. It
bill-
was out there. We all have.
No,
It was in the public
No,
domain.
no.
I mean,
You know,
we did it
the
in
interpretation.
Tunajua.
Do you think the thousands of people who went to demonstrate, it was, most of the Kenyans live in ignorance. No, they are told, let us go and picket. It was a thing that let's go and picket so that Ruto is out of office.
Come on,
Let
you're
me
being
tell you
That was the
narrow-minded.
aim.
You're being
of that one.
narrow-minded.
That was the aim of that
And
one.
there's one thing you should realize is that Kenyans are already tired big...
Which Kenyan is tired?
Kenyans
You say
are
I'm
tired.
You say I'm tired.
Kenyans are tired.
Say
If you
I'm
are not tired,
I'm
Kenyans
not
are
tired as a Kenyan.
You are not tired, but Kenyans are tired of the current regime.
Say I am tired.
That's why
It is not Kenya being tired.
Let me tell you, Enoch,
Say
that's why
I am
people
tired.
went to the road to protest. Because if you do not
Which
protest, you will
people?
protest.
And you
We have 40 million
And your
Kenyans.
ignorant president
40 million Kenyans went to
kill those
picket.
people.
Did you? Were you among those who
I
went
was
to
among.
demonstrate?
I was among.
No.
I'm a
Why
democratic
That is
you
not
Kenyan.
a fact.
there? Will you
No.
come? You
No.
were not there.
Because you know, so what do you think we should do now? Because Kenya is bad. So
Kenya is
should we?
not bad.
If Kenya is bad, we change the whole government. Then that's what
Kenya is not
youths
bad.
are
The
pushing
government
for.
is the
Oh,
problem.
okay.
The government is the sole problem of
But
all our
I
problems.
want to remind you that.
And Enoch, when you start thinking from a
Yeah.
tribal perspective,
I'm not a
Exactly.
I think we will
Yes.
be on the right path.
I think Kenya is greater than our opinions and our insinuations and the things that we perceive.
How is Kenya great now?
It's great,
What is making it
and
great?
we are moving forward as a country.
And you know
Where
those
have you
demonstrations
reached
you're
today?
calling pocketing or whatever is what made Kenya like imulikwe.
Yeah, there was a destruction of property.
Oh.
So, and
And together with destruction of property,
Destruction.
people died.
causes,
Come
yeah,
on,
people died. Yes,
Due to
people
what?
died.
Due to what?
Due to demonstrating carelessly.
No, because
If you
police officers were
demonstrate-
sent to kill
if
the
you
people. Come
demonstrate
on.
like a responsible citizen, you have flags. There are those who went ahead of going into the parliament, they were not killed. Some were not killed. It is because how you demonstrate.
You know, the Kenyans were demonstrating
it is in
peacefully.
Article 37 of the
And-
Kenyan Constitution
Oh my God.
to picket. And there is a right for demonstrating and picketing.
And they
Article
were-
37,
Yeah.
Section A.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
a simple question.
Yes.
Last time when I had you in studio, we talked about policy paralysis.
Mm.
Now I want to ask you, do you think the policies that are there now, are citizens really living in that current policy? Are we living within that standard?
The current policy,
Yeah.
we are living in it. but
Is it
we
matching
would
the
not
reality?
wish-
Is it matching the reality of the
We do
people?
not wish to live in it, but we are living in it.
And the policies have been brought by the government, but we already wish living in it.
The policies that the government is bringing is actually long-term policies. It will benefit us someday.
How are we sure?
I'm sure, because when we will be having, you know, you people, you've not gone to the slums and see people who have no housing. There are Kenyans out there
We see them.
who sleep under the bridges.
We know that.
And that is the developed countries have solved the same issue through housing, affordable housing. So it will solve the issue of housing.
So Enoch, do you think that the leadership, the current leadership of Kenya, is it doing enough, or is it just doing enough to survive criticism? Because according to me, the current government is suffering a lot from the criticism from the government, not from the government, from the opposition, from the citizens, and I'm sure they're trying their best to survive this criticism. So do you think they are working out of self-drive, or they're working out of criticism that is happening all around just to escape it? From your view?
Okay, from my view, the government currently, even before it was criticized, affordable housing was in place before criticism, the criticism started. Affordable housing was in place. It is a fact. Talata Stadium, it began, it had been built to a certain percentage before criticism began. So I'm saying the government is working on its policies and the agendas. If you can go to the agenda of the Uhuru had the Big Four agenda, and housing was one of the agenda. Kibaki also had an ambition that he wanted to do the housing. But housing in Kenya, it really did sink into the minds of many Kenyans. So that is why it has faced criticism. Ruto is the only president that has stood firm and said, even if you critique me, the affordable housing must continue, because these problems, we must solve the problems at hand. So even under the face of criticism, Ruto has been able to withstand and is solving the problem of housing in Kenya. Yes.
Okay, so Mwana, what do you think must change immediately to restore public trust?
Public trust.
Yeah.
The government's changing. Because this current government has not made anything like hawaja win our trust. We trusted them, yes, but they broken our trust in so many ways. And I think they should change. They either change or we change the government, you know, like tuwatoe kabisa tukiwa wengine ambao wako more trustworthy. That's what I think.
Do you agree?
Of course he doesn't agree.
We can change. If we want different results, we can use a different method or use a different approach of situations.
So do you think
Of course, if we want a different results, we change the methodology of doing things as a country.
And do you think
If we stop today criticizing the government, the whole thing will be in a mess. So criticism is good, but let us critique where necessary. Let us critique where possible so that we can move forward. You know, the negativity that I think what the mistake that the President Ruto did was actually he raised the expectation. The expectations, people expected manna from heaven, and that has not happened.
So he made false promises.
I cannot say they are false promises because he's actually fulfilling them slowly, bit by bit. But because of the impatient, the many impatient Kenyans, that is why we have a problem. But then let us give it time. Let us give it time.
Well, he has very short time, so he'd better hurry up.
We'll give it time. So finally, I would want to say this, that we as a country should embrace a good system of where we critique where possible. Like I said, we call a spade, not a big spoon. So as Kenyans, and I want to encourage Kenyans that let us, if we want to develop our nation, be it economically, the representation, our members of parliament represent us well, so that we can move forward as a country. I come from a place known as Konoy constituency. If those people major in what they are doing, agriculture for example, another part of the country major in what they are doing, that is when we are going to bring and accumulate all the things that we've done, and we can put it on the same pot. That is the finance bill of the coming years. That is how we can change Kenya. I know we are youths, and all of us are optimistic about the future of Kenya. We all need a Kenya that is fair for all of us. We need to be leaders. We want to be leaders of tomorrow. But what makes us the leaders of tomorrow is the policies we accept today or we disagree with. I think, thank you.
Okay, much has been said on this show, and thank you, Enoch, for joining us in studio. We are coming to the end of this show. A lot has been said about the state of the nation, and what you have realized is that the state of the nation is not measured by promises, but it is measured by reality. A nation cannot change by words, but it will change with action. And the big question we have remained with today is not where we stand, but where we go from here, and who will take us there. I have been your host, Brian Oke, joined by Said Mwanamvua. Till next time, follow our Instagram pages, TikTok, YouTube, X. It's Echoes of Kenya. Till next time, adios.